talk, which I really did not. I'm gonna keep it with y'all. Did not want to come on here. I've been wrestling with the Lord about it. Be honest. And but obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And have to be obedient. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, to say the least. I was trying to come on, and I was like, I was figure something out, and then I got frustrated. And I'm gonna just keep it G with y'all. And because I got frustrated with God, I was like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. And then he convicted me because I went to town, this morning. When he told me I was going, he wanted me to go live, and I was like, oh man, he wanted me to come back on YouTube. And um, I've been knowing, but I've been in hiding and resting and fasting and praying and repenting and everything else. And so I was like, God, I don't want to go back on there, Lord, after what happened last time. I mean, and it's like, you know what? Stop whining, you know, strap up your boots and go live. So when I was driving to town this morning, and he was talking to me, and he whispered in my spirit, entertaining spirits, right? So, and I'm just gonna, like how I am, I love writing notes, and just gonna touch on just a couple of things and just freestyle, kind of just like with some testimony and just like with some experiences, and what happened, why I got off. I'm not gonna go into full detail, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day, but why I got off of YouTube for a while. And so he was telling me about entertaining spirits, right? So the word, right, entertaining means to agree, engage, invest, or absorb. And the opposite is uninterested on a live or anything, dealing with people, right? Um, and especially those that are spiritually bound and have spirits, and that come to egg or get you offended and stuff. And that we're not to entertain them. But y'all, that's hard as hell, right? Like I have struggled with that all my life because a lot of people call me sensitive, which I am very sensitive in the spirit, right? I'm not like sensitive like maybe when I was a kid, like super sensitive. What's up, sweet? And but I'm very gifted, so I'm very sensitive. What's up, avocado toast? I love your name in the spirit, right? So um when I was on here a few months back, like there was times, people come in on your lives, and if whatever you're talking about, teaching, testimony, whatever you're doing, there's people that are snapping. And I took offense, I got angry, I got bitter. I'm gonna keep it real. um I let my flesh get the best of me, and I in that moment threw in the towel yet again. And I'm like, you know what, I'm walking away, turning my back, screw this YouTube thing. I'm gonna keep it G because that's who I am. Got mad at God again. Got mad at people, got mad at myself, and I was like, you know what? Screw this, right? So I've been going, and I'm gonna go in later, with some testimony because I have nothing to hide, right? My life is a freaking open book, and I got people trying to destroy my character, and drag my name through the mud. And I mean, you know, nobody has to do that, because anything I have done, which has been wicked or in sin, I'll tell you. Like I have nothing to hide. So I just think it's funny, but it's also sad at the same time when people really think, they could come in to destroy your character, defame you, or smear campaign, or just to do the most, right, with your life. Hey, call by Grace, I love you, sis. Hey, first off, I'm going to do this right now. I apologize for not emailing you back. When I'm going to cry. I love you so much, which just this needed it because, I've been going through it, right? And I just love you so much, man. And I look up to you, and I'm just glad God put you in my path, sis, for real. Like, so Look, girl, you making me cry, bro. Look. And so anywho, right? So look, girl, where was that? So like entertaining spirits, right? So, I had people come in, because I'm like finally doing this YouTube thing, which I don't like being on this freaking camera, right? And that's why I wrestled y'all. Like I went, sis, earlier to do the video, and then I cut it off. And I literally wrestled with the Lord for another 15 minutes. I was like, I'm not doing it. And he was like, I told you to go live today. And not only one of my brothers in the faith last night said it, and then um my sis Tiny came live today and did a message, and it was a correction and a rebuke, but like in love. And it was like, I don't know if it was for anybody else, but it was for me. And I was like, oh yeah, sis, you right. Cause like I literally have been sitting here, like I needed to get away and fast and pray. And you know what I'm saying, and seek the Lord. I didn't just want to jump back on, and I like really wanted to sit with the Lord, right? And I knew eventually I was gonna, but I have been wrestling. Like I did not, I've been there. I know, sis, right? You girl, right? I want to say my ghetto twin, right? Because they call us ghetto or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, God, I don't want to do this. And so when I heard Tyneek's messages today about, when she said something, I literally, the Lord was like, Elizabeth, and because he already told me I was going live, and then I didn't go live, and then she came on, and it was like, punch me dead in the face, right? And he was like, if you don't, you're in disobedience because I told you to go live today. So y'all, I have been wrestling, not wanting to come on here, right? And I was like, Lord, no matter what, like, y'all, I'm going through like birthing pains. Birthing pains are freaking uncomfortable, right? And so as I was, I'm gonna be real with y'all, like how I talked to God earlier. I was like, God, I don't want to do this. And he was like, you want to level up and you want to grow, right? Like, you know that's uncomfortable, right? I'm like, yes, Lord. He's like, so go live. And I'm like, gosh, he makes us do uncomfortable things. And I hear him again, Elizabeth, it's about you, but it's not about you, right? So entertaining spirits, like people that come in, they come on the live to disrupt, they slander, they do witchcraft, they do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I had to look at it like I know I'm a targeted individual, right? And I've been through hell and back. And I'm like, I've been through more stuff in the natural, like spiritual warfare, getting beat, raped, left for dead. My testimony is wow, had a kid cut out of me in a satanic coven. Like my story is really wild. And so it was like, God, like, how can I let people that type in words on a freaking computer wreck me when I have done been through the most in the natural, right? And I'm like, what? Make it make sense. Like I have to preach and speak to myself sometimes, or God has to, like Elizabeth, like really look at it. Like they can't physically touch you. They may be able to say words, right? Speak word curses, but we break those in Jesus' name. But he was like, what are you afraid of, right? And I'm like, God, I'm gonna just be very open book. I've struggled with people pleasing and wanting to make people happy and not offend anybody, or just all this stuff. And it's like, when I look at it now, it's like nobody minds offending me, right? Nobody minds offending me, offending God. And it's like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? My first ministry is to you, and I want to be obedient. So it doesn't matter what people say about me. It doesn't matter people's opinion about me. It doesn't matter about the smear campaigns or what people try to do to my character. What matters is that I'm obedient no matter what. And the word says, when Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he says, the world hated me first. So it's a reminder, like, I have to remember that. And it's like when you're going through it in the natural, right, sis? It's like, or in spirit, like it's everything. And it's like in that heat of the moment, we sometimes, for me, I'm gonna keep it real, forget, and we go through these lessons. And then after all that, and when we have to sit in it after messing up, after sinning, after cussing somebody out, which I have, y'all. And 3 months ago, I'm pouring into people on YouTube and I got hurt. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna say names out of respect because that's who I am and my character, right? And I cussed somebody out and I hung up and I have not gone live since. And I went back out. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I drank, I smoked pot, and I was like, God, I'm like I was in my heart, deep down, not done, but I was just like, every time I try to come up and do something, it's like I keep getting knocked down, and this has been going on for a long time, man. And your girl got tired, you know. I was like David, having to speak to my soul these last few weeks because whenever when I shut the channel down, I got a job and I started working and went back around family and all this stuff. And I knew it wasn't right. And, even though God sends me in places to learn, but it's like, you know, I have to get to a place of no matter what's said about me, what's done, even in the physical, if I get been jumped before, been beaten before, like it does not matter, right? And I just have to remember it's like this, when I come on here, this is not for me, y'all, because I don't like doing this. I don't. And the Lord always reminds me, it's for the people, my testimony to help people. And that's why I get attacked. The enemy does not want me to share my story. If y'all really knew, really, really knew, like I share my testimony on here about coming out of Satanism and the occult and sex trafficking and the things I've been involved in, which was wicked things. The enemy does not want me to share this. He does not want me to help people because he knows that I know a lot about his kingdom. He knows that I'm bold enough to speak. He knows, you know, he knows I've been afraid, but he also knows I'm bold. I'll never forget it. The Lord's reminded me of my grandson one day. He's on the chair and he's like, Nana, I'm afraid, but I'm big, bold. And it's like, for me to admit that because I was a street girl and a fighter for so long, to say that there's times that fear has consumed me, dude. That's me humbling myself to admit that. You know what I'm saying? And there was times, that I have been surrounded, dude, and just stuff happening. On here, I'm just, you know, I go out today and as soon I went live and I didn't teach on Facebook. I played some music and I didn't plan on doing this. And as soon as I went, people started coming on the live saying stuff. And it's funny how God shows the enemy's hand, which I already know who the enemy is because I am gifted and I see and I know, right? And so someone came on. I'm not going to say names. This is somebody I care about, man. Somebody I grew up with. And they were talking about me being a porn star and all this stuff. And I have never, y'all, been a porn star. I have done stuff in relationships before with videos. I'm just keeping it real with intimate lovers. I have never put myself out there to make money as a porn star or OnlyFans, which people have put stuff out about me. This is not me putting it out. So I had people come on my live. I'm not even talking about anything. Music is playing and they start calling me a porn star. Start calling me crazy. And you know what? I didn't get offended. It didn't even, and I'm like, because usually, especially when it's someone I care about, when it's people I don't know, it's like, whatever. But it's when somebody I care about says it, I'm only crying because it's somebody I really care about. But it didn't make me mad. I didn't even cry in that moment. I'm crying now, but it was like, I'm dead. I've died in my dark night of the soul. For to someone just to slander me like that. Someone that I've never heard, never. And for them to come on there and I'm just like, dang, this is real, man, right? And I didn't entertain it. I didn't talk to nobody, just listen to the music, and I didn't let it get me offended. Look, sis, the old me wanna what and I'm like, I was just driving, and I'm like, dang man, y'all, this stuff is real, right? And it's like, but it's so sad, man, especially when it comes from people, that you love and that you grew up with, man. And it's just, it is what it is. So it's like I'm getting to a place that whatever I read, whatever I hear, I'm not going to entertain it because I know who I am. I know whose I am. People is going to form opinions of me. People is going to say what other people say and come into agreement with that themselves. I I have no control over that. And actually, I don't want control over that. People are going to think what they think. People are going to say what they say. All that matters is what my father thinks of me. And of course, because of who I am, I want my brothers and sisters to, but deep down, all that really matters is his opinion and what he thinks of me. That's it. So when that happened today and he told me I was going to go live, and I'm like, oh, Lord. And he was like, you're going to talk about not entertaining the spirits because Elizabeth, you have, and you have almost allowed that to snuff out your ministry. Phew. And I'm like, dang, Lord. And the sad thing is, I'm going to share that when I blew up 3 months ago on somebody, it's someone I've never even met in person. Just somebody I was pouring into, and I got hurt. And I'm like, dude, but this is life. This is ministry, right? And I had to go through that lesson, another cycle. But I'm like, Lord, no more lessons and cycles. I'm gonna go through lessons. I no, we break in cycles, but I'm always gonna go through a lesson, right? And it's like God, and He always reminds me of this. It's about you dying to offense in your flesh, right? Because if I don't, I will never be able to minister to those that I'm called to minister to, which is hard knocks like I was, right? I'm not called to the cookie cutters, bro. I'm not. I'm sorry. White House picket fence. I'm not, I'll minister to anybody, but I'm called to the outlaws, to the hard knocks, you know what I'm saying? To the Satanists, to the prostitutes, to the drug dealers, to the thieves. That's who I'm called to minister to. So if I don't die to how they see me or how the world sees me, how will I ever be able to stand and minister to them? How will I ever be able to stand and fight in a posture from love, of understanding they're broken, they're angry, they have been betrayed like me, they have been abused like me, they are hurt like I have been hurt, and hurt people hurt people. And y'all, it's so much easier to 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 preach it, to teach it, but boy, when you going through it, right? For real. When you in it, it's like Holy Spirit, I'm like, man, so I'm just grateful for the lesson. I'm not in not embarrassed. I was upset that I lost my tongue and I cussed this person out because look, I was ready to fight. I was ready, like, you a couple states away, and I was like, what, dead, right? I was not fully dead. Um, and so he's like, I'm gonna send you out and I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, Lord. And bruh, that dark night of the soul, 3 months. Imagine that, huh? It got dark. Not as dark, but it was like, Lord, I felt alone. I was mad, bitter again, like, and it was that cycle. There it is. That cycle. 9-year cycle, right? And I'm like, Lord, and he's like showing me a root that has been embedded in me since a child, right? Of bitterness from betrayal. He was showing me a root, but I couldn't see it in that moment, you know? And he's been showing it to, I've been fasting and praying, y'all. I even backed away from the job that I was in. I had to back away from all kind of stuff, family, friends, work again. And I've been in hiding and praying and fasting. And for those that I have not reached out to or called to, I just needed to be alone with the Lord. Because I have had people in ministry that has led me astray because of my big heart. And that and I just had to be alone with God. Just me and him to hear him, right? And so I apologize to those that really truly do love me and have my best interest, right? I love y'all, and those that have stood in the gap, I appreciate it more than y'all know. Like, more than y'all know. Because, like, y'all have stood for me more than, like, family and people that I grew up with, and it means the world to me. It really does. You know, not all family's blood, bro, right? It's not. I want to look down, and I'm going to look at some of these comments, and I ain't going to get offended if somebody cutting up, right? I love y'all, man. I really did miss y'all for real. Let me see. Called by grace, man. I love you, sis. Mm. I love you. Girl, crash out. Look, sis, bruh. Whoo. Crash out ain't the word. I love you, Angela. Man. Yep, hurt people do hurt people, man. You know, we in a hurt. Everybody out here hurt for the most part, you know? And it's sad, man. You're welcome. Thank you for sewing to me. I appreciate everybody that's helped me. And y'all, it's crazy. Like, I've only been sold to by a couple of people in here, and I appreciate it. And it's random. Like, even when I was in my dark night of the soul, this is how God showed me just he loved on me even when I was mad running again these last 3 months, right? It was like 2 months ago, right? And I get a random Cash App thing from this person who sent me money, a guy that I've never seen on a live, who's not subscribed to me. And he said, along the lines, he sent me some money, never seen him before. And it was from one of my YouTube teachings. And he thanked me for me sharing. And it touched me, and I totally forgot. Which your girl need money to survive, right? But I don't do it for the money, man. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for souls. I've said that time and time and time again. That's what I'm in it for. I don't think, God, I just saw the Lord, and I'm not, because I need money, and we need money to build the kingdom. But when Jesus came, I wonder if he collected money, right? He was going after them souls. He was going after those demons in people. He was wanting people healed. He was rebuking the serpents, the Pharisees, the false prophets, the false apostles, right? He ain't had time to collect nothing, right? He had his disciples doing it, if you know what I'm saying. But it was like he really had a heart for the people, the very ones that killed him, that hated him, you know? It's just mind blowing to me, y'all. He is so good. He's so good, and I just want to thank y'all for praying for me, for because I know some people really pray for me, and I appreciate y'all, man. I pray y'all are all blessed. I really miss y'all. The Lord has been speaking some deep revelations on these fasts I've been on the last week, and I'm preparing some stuff. Like I said, it's funny because I really did not want to come on here. And now that I'm talking, I felt like a heaviness come off. I felt, oh, well, right. But man, I was struggling, y'all. I was like wrestling with the angel of the Lord up in this room right here. Like, I'm like, no, God. I even cut off the first live and I'm laughing at myself, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real how I am, y'all. I'm like, Lord, I'm talking, I'm like, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, and what to go people are waiting for me to come on here to come. And I'm like, see, you psyching yourself out. And that's something Tyneek said earlier. And I was like, so thank you, Ty, for the rebuke and the correction, because your girl need it. And I love you for it. You know, out here sometimes. I need it. And I could take it, right? I could take it because I need it. I know I need it. I am not Jesus. It's from glory to glory, right? You know, he's still working on you, girl. But I ain't gonna give up. You know, perseverance, resilience, like a mug out here. Yeah, thank you, Jesus, right? Oh man, he's close to the brokenhearted. Y'all, look, he has been snuggling with me because I have been crying and grieving. And I think you talked about that, right, sis? Just weeping, man, like crying like a little girl, man. Just, and I'm grieving the old me, my family, old friends, old mindsets, old beliefs about myself, about how God sees me. And I've been wrecked, right? And it's crazy, y'all, because I'm a soldier, right? But your girl be like the whole weeping prophet out here, Jeremiah. Ooh, but I hope I get a convert. Jeremiah ain't had none, right? Man, I hope I at least get one or two, Lord, right? Ooh, what? Grieving, look, sis. I had to check, make sure I ain't had no boogers in my nose before I came live. I've been just crying, reverence, and it's like the Lord. I got to a place, and I think I said this before, because I used to, y'all, because I come out of, you know, the occult. Oh, demon, Lord, deliver. No, Lord, deliver me from me. Deliver me from me. Because I have, and not just the enemy has sabotaged my life. I have sabotaged some stuff, right? Just in fear of insecurity of my worth and you know, because y'all, I'm gonna keep it I part of my testimony, I got arrested in the 8th grade for selling dope, made the news, made the paper. I was in 8th grade, so I had 2 weeks left of high school, right? So then they didn't want me to go back to school, but because I was a basketball player and very popular and close to the principal at J.H. Williams, he talked to the school board and allowed me to go to the 9th grade. And then I ended up getting pregnant for my son, like 3 months into high school. But, you know, so I never went through school. Then I went into more of the streets and prison, insane asylums, you name it. So I don't have a huge education like in school, right? But you know what he reminds me of? He uses what? The foolish things to confound the wise and the weak. Like when you see a girl standing by herself and you got to send a whole group, a gang of people to come after her to pull down the strong. That's scripture made manifest in my life. That is the scriptures made manifest in my life. I may have an 8th grade education and I may be standing alone, it looks like, but I'm not. Because if that was the case, I would not be talking to y'all right now, because your girl should have been dead, sold to Mexico, dead over 100 times, stabbed, choked, hospitalized, persecuted, lost children, you name it, and I'm still here. And it ain't by my doing. It's because of the call and the hand of God on my life. And I didn't choose this, man. I did, and maybe I did. I don't know what it was like. Some people say we choose it before we come here. And if that's the fact, man, I got to talk to myself. Like, self, you chose this? Like, what? Girl, you crazy. So I guess I am a little crazy because a lot of people call me crazy. That girl crazy, y'all. She mental, don't believe nothing she say. But if that's the case, this girl is crazy if I chose to walk this stuff out. But it's all on purpose because it ain't about me. It's about breaking this stuff off my bloodline and the generations under me. And I'm trying to pull the ones above me to get free, but that's their choice, right? And not everybody's going to come out. And because of my big heart that has crippled me in areas, right? You know, I remember the Lord told me, I don't, this was years ago when I was in ministry before my fall. And I always would weep when I would stand in the gap for family members, right? And friends. And I'll never forget. The Lord told me one day, he was like, Elizabeth, it's more of, I was not wanting them to go to hell to be tortured for the rest of their lives. And pretty much the way the Lord said it was, I want you to change your perspective from your prayer and not pray because you don't want them to be tortured, right? It's more of, I want them to love the Lord. I don't want them to do it in a way of a motive of, oh, I'm going to come to you, God, to get out of hell or to get out of this suffering. No, I'm going to do it because I love you, Lord, and I'm a sinner and I need grace and I need your blood to cover me and wash away my sins because I'm slung off, I'm tore up, I come from an occultic bloodline and I need your help and I need you to break this stuff off my bloodline, Lord. But I used to pray for them because I did not want them to go to hell. Thank you. That's not from me, girl. That's the Lord. That is the Lord. And it was like I had to change my perspective. But still, y'all, I don't want, that's who I am. I don't want nobody to suffer. Y'all, not even the very ones that have put me through this stuff. M.A., I don't want them to suffer. Right? That's who I am. And y'all, I've had foul things, unspeakable things done to me. And I don't want them to suffer. Make that make sense. Empathy, right? But they're going to have to go through their stuff just like I had to go through mine. And I have to trust the Lord with them. And whatever he chooses for them, that's them. That has nothing to do with me. I just have to be obedient. I have to pray. You know what I'm saying? And not be ashamed of the gospel of Jesus. And I have been, y'all, in the past. Coming from the streets, coming from a family where I have been. But why be ashamed of someone who died for me and loves? Where how I was raised, it still killed and destroyed me. And I fought harder for them than I had for God at times. And I had to repent. I've made them idols. Family, children, ministry, drugs, relationships, self. You name it, your girl done it. Just about. Oh, man, I hear Tyrone Gray prophesying over me. It's like looking at the man in the mirror. He spoke that over me, 7, 8 years ago? And he said, self can't go where God's trying to take you. And he punched me in the stomach like Smith Wigglesworth. And he sang Michael Jackson. It's like looking at the man in the mirror. Self can't go where he's trying to take you. I never understood that till now. And it's like I get a better understanding through these lessons. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? You crushing me, Lord. But crush me. I said earlier, Lord, thank you It ain't fun when he's crushing you and you're dying in the dark night of the soul and it ain't fun. It is not easy, but it's worth it. And I'm just glad that I'm glad he loves me, because oh man, if his hand wasn't on me, man, I'd done been dead or gave up a long time ago, right? Confirmation, sis. I'd have gave up a long time ago. But self, is selfishness. Selfishness, self-centered, you know, worried about what people will think. Ah man, your girl been wrestling. I'm sore, bro. I'm sore. Sis, like wrestling. Wrestling. Hip broke. Need a cane or something out here. Hip broke. Wrestling. But I'm getting that blessing. Like, I'm getting that blessing. I've been wrestling and I'm getting that blessing. For real. I don't know about y'all. I ain't went through all this for nothing. To lie down and take it. To get offended by some words from a witch or a warlock. Right? Like, really, Elizabeth? How long you been doing this? 43 years? Right? Girl, me too. We must be. I told you, me and you were twins, girl. Me and you be going through so much of the same stuff at the same time. I knew it once I was on your live and we started going. I was like, man, when we bing boom, for real, my ghetto twin. They be calling. Someone called me. What? It was a few months back. I was doing a live and somebody came in. Why you talking ghetto? I'm like, here we go. Don't entertain the spirit. Elizabeth, practice what you preach, girl. Dude. Calling us ghetto, man. They be doing the most. I'm like, no. You want to see ghetto? Come see. I'll show you ghetto. No, that's ghetto, Elizabeth. Don't do that, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me show you my penitentiary rap sheet. I'll show you ghetto, bro. Real quick, like, bruh, for real. I'm like, Lord, man, this is your elect, right? Man, he knows how to pick them, though, right? And Peter was a fisherman. He cussed. He cut off an ear, right? And it's so funny because uh, my spiritual dad used to call me Peter. Man, look, man. God is, I love you. I love you, Lord. I really do. Even when I was mad at you, I still loved you like David, bro. I'm a woman, David. Like 1 minute and I'm emotional and I'm a prayer warrior, I'm a worshiper, I'm a poet, I'm a warrior, and then I'm crying and I'm kill him, Lord, save him, Lord, kill him, Lord, save him, Lord. Like what? God, man, this stuff. It's off the chain, man. This spiritual warfare and this walk, man. I don't know any of y'all like that. 1 minute you like in spiritual warfare, Lord, loose the angels, the angel of death, and the reckoning angels, Lord, wipe them out. And then I'm like, oh God, I stand in the gap, save them, Lord, heal them, deliver them, Jesus. I'm like, bro, man, your girl slung off, man. Facts, right? Okay, so I'm not the only one. I know me and you, David, we like this, but I'm not the only one, right? 1 minute, man, loose that angel of death like on Exodus, Lord. And then I'm like, but God, I want him to come and cross that Red Sea, come into the promise with me. What's wrong with y'all? Come into the promised land, right? Because if not, you know what's going to be promised to you? Man, it's like, bro. Yep. Facts, right? Are you laughing at me, huh? I know. Your sis, huh? Thank you, Angela. I see you already modding on these people. I missed y'all for real. It's so funny, y'all, because the way I was feeling before I came live, I didn't feel normal. Like, nervous, anxious, and I'm like big personality, but y'all, that's how I knew the resistance in the spirit for me to do this. And the Lord was like, Elizabeth, if you don't do this, you're being disobedient, and it's rebellion, and that's the sin of witchcraft, and you coming out, girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm coming live, Lord. Yeah, man, no, 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 devil, you are not winning. Look, y'all, I'm gonna show you my shirt. Not today. Not today. Not today, not tomorrow, not in the future, not in the New Jerusalem, no, we not, no, we no. Done, son. Not doing this no more. For real. Mm-mm. Yeah, they will. Tunnel vision, man. Vision. Sis, man, the Lord has been showing me stuff that's coming up in this year, in the next few years to come. He was showing me this stuff last year. It's mind blowing what's coming. That's why the enemy has been fighting us so hard, because we on that resistance in the spirit. Because what's coming, I said it last, will do greater things. Thus saith the Lord. That's why the resistance has been so hard in the freaking spirit and in the natural. Y'all went shopping. When was it? This morning and yesterday. I had people coming at me in the grocery store trying to talk, get my attention. Y'all, this is how I know principalities are working and gain stalking, and how people watch me, because people will come around me, people that I know, and just strangers. And they will say specific things that I say that's significant to me, like certain numbers to prod at me that they know that I talk about, or just certain little things. And that's how, and they tell on themselves. Sometimes I don't think some of them like to, because they prideful and they ego, and they like, ooh, I'm going to let you know who I am. And some don't try to, but the spirit in them's cocky, you know? Yep. It's a trip. Y'all, this is a trip. Y'all, I used to take acid and trip on all kind of dope. And I'm sober, but this stuff is a trip. Like, you don't even need no drugs. Once you awaken to the truth, gosh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, this is wild. Wild. And I've been in some wild stuff. But I'm like, man, the stuff that he has been showing me and connecting these dots and what I'm seeing, I'm like, Lord, this is wild. It's wild. And y'all, the judgment, man. Because I remember, I think it was maybe last year or a few years back, or probably a few times, I asked the Lord this when I was praying. And I had these witches and warlocks and whoever, gangs, whatever, come against me. And I'm like, Lord, I know your word, and I study it, and I see how you take the enemy out. And it's like, he wasn't doing it. And I didn't want, but it was like, y'all gotta understand, years of warfare, these people trying to kill me. So I was at the point of, Lord, just kill him, right? And I was like, why is this not happening? And he showed me this year. He said, Elizabeth, the part of that judgment is their suffering and their consequences, and what they have to grow through is watching you level up, watching my hand, and watch you feast with me, baby. I was like, now I'm clocking you, Lord. Right? So now we clocking, right? You want to go even deeper? So when you sit at a table, right? That's up close and personal. That's people around you, real close to you. The ones that been betraying you, acting like they not. The ones that they know, or they don't think you know everything, but you do. And they're like, well, she might know a little bit, but she don't know we plotted with this one and this one, that we poisoned her, that we turned this one against her, that we smeared her, that she a prostitute. We got her on OnlyFans. We got her on the black market. We got her here. We got her there. Like, y'all, it's crazy. I'm like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I got people. I have a Facebook. I've been having people try to get me to delete this Facebook, and I wanted to, because I have strange men hitting me up, you know, like, and I stopped finally looking at the messages, because someone's hacked into my account, and they're using my pictures on these dating sites, on these porn sites, and I got people hitting me up on Facebook trying to holler or send their they're using my picture and somehow they're getting the money from whatever they're exploiting me on. I'm like, Lord, they're really doing me dirty, Lord. Dirty. And I was mad and bitter, man. I wanted to, girl, yeah, wild, right? And I'm like, ooh, this a deep bitter root, Lord. Like, you gonna really have to rip this out of me because they doing your girl dirty, right? Bruh. And it's some of us like people that I really love, man. I'm like, ooh, they got some cold-hearted snakes. Don't look into their eyes. Uh-oh, because they been telling lies. Y'all remember that Paul Abdul up in y'all? Huh? Because they been telling lies on your girl. Yeah. Gotta expose them, man. Hey, man, they be doing the most, bro. For real. But God, and he just showed me, Elizabeth, we gonna get that bitter root out. You ain't gonna get offended. You know what they doing. I know what they doing. Some people know what they doing. And if not, everybody about to know. Right? And it's like, and the crazy thing, oh man. You know what? It's fine. Like, you know what, Lord? Vintage is yours. No matter what they say, what they do, whatever they come out with, try to put new pictures up out of me again. Oh, it's whatever. I ain't got nothing to hide, man. You know what I'm saying? I come from a wild life and I ain't got nothing to hide. So anybody thinking they gonna do anything to discredit me or get me in trouble or defame my character, they ain't nothing y'all gonna say that I could say on myself. And some of the stuff y'all saying are lies. But I'm about truth and I will say my dirty stuff. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to hide. No rest. I know, man, they tripping right now. I know they super pissed because I'm going live, but I mean, it ain't, because that's why the resistance, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was struggling before I came up on here. And I'm like, oh, that's that warfare. Because, like, why am I struggling to go on and speak truth? And, like, what in the hell? Literally, yeah, hell. Hell don't want you to go live. Hell don't want you to tell the truth. Hell don't want you to expose what's done in the dark comes to the light, you know? And man, people are pressed right now. It's kind of like the scriptures are turning on them. They're hard pressed on every side. Want for us, and when we walk upright, guess what happened? Woo! That boomerang thing, you know? Yup. Girl, I'm sweating. Holy Spirit, I'm sweating now. Girl, face shining, boy. I miss y'all. I know I'm being a little silly, but serious too. It's just my personality, but yeah, I came live because I had to be obedient. I didn't have to, but I'm tired of walking in disobedience and rebellion and letting the enemy whoop up on me, man. You know, for real. I'll be having my Elijah and David moments, you know. Lord, 1 minute we on Mount Carmel, next minute, oh Lord, kill me. I don't want to do this no more, Lord. Oh Lord, send the death angel, Lord. I stand in the gap. Oh Lord, save him, girl. Whew. One reverse, right? Yes, indeed, man. I love y'all so much, for real. And yeah, I'm going to be obedient, start doing this thing again. I'll be praying. Pray for your sister. Your girl needed. Look, girl needed. I'm still in the same territory, still around, you know what I'm saying? So just keep, and look, I trust the Lord. I know I'm covered in the blood. I know I got angels. And like the Lord told me the other day, like when fear tries to come on me, when them people try to surround me, he's like, baby, they not gonna kill you. Even if they would capture you, they're not gonna kill you, right? Because you got prophecy to fulfill. Baby, you ain't even been to Africa yet. They ain't stopping this. They ain't stopping this. They not. I love y'all. I gotta go watch my sister because she just posted something. Y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all tomorrow.